Right, very good morning. Disappointed. Totally. Because you may be able to see the amp is switched on, the baby amp, the line 6. But the line 6 has an issue. So I can't use the microphone because I need to strip that apart and fix it. It's a feedback, and the feedback was very loud just 5 minutes ago. So that's kind of knocked that on the head. But we're not going to let that stop us. So hopefully that's correct. Good morning. Right there, and there's the other song which is right there. Oh, 1 second. So, we've got one in so far. Very good morning. So yes, I've been doing a little bit of stuff for the telephone call later on. So, the song is Toon Toon, Black and White Army. Oh, come on, not you as well, man. Come on. What's going on, man? Really? Here is what I want. ambition, I want desire, I want communication. Am I asking too much? Castle United, out with the old, in with the new blood, to take us somewhere new. Anyhow, heroes marching on to the top of the table. We tasted glory, we held the cup, so I want more. Geordie singing on foreign shores is what I want. I want to see us progress, push forward. Two black and white army, wanna see us push for more. Wanna see new players coming through the door. Wanna see Geordies singing on foreign shores. Let's progress, push forward. I want more. So, didn't quite go how I planned because I wanted the microphones back there, but this needs fixed, which means it's got to go to somebody that knows what they're doing. However, the song Tune Black and White Army is before a ball is kicked. Pre-season hasn't even begun yet. And the ambition is to get to the top. The desire is we go for the cups, as we already won the Carabao Cup, defend it in communication. That is, those in positions of power, Jamie, and those others, Darren Eales, the new communications director, instead of being like top secret MI5, MI6, we're a football club. And that's what I want to see. I want to see us talking to the fans and not keeping things hidden. Like, are we staying at St James's or are we moving to a new place? You know, I've said this a few times in previous videos where now it's happening. This one, the first version sounded absolutely terrible, so hopefully thank you for subscribing. YouTube is hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. But thank you for being here. I talk about NUFC, match predictions, praying I get it right. Chatting about business, singing is a challenge. Thank you. Thank you for being here from the bottom of my heart. I hope to see us climb to a better place. I want to grow like the others. We all want to grow. Will I stop? Not a chance. One of my goals is to have staff. I want to rise up the list. Oh, no. That didn't sound very good. Downer. This is live. These are the mistakes. Now, as I was saying there, as we rise up this year and 2026, our journey is higher and higher, which is where staff, you, come in. Are you ready? And I asked you to show me who you are. I asked you to show me who you are so that if you're gonna come into a live box, because I'm gonna put links in chat where you can come backstage, but it's only if you want to come backstage. And this is where, when people donate, like super chats, memberships, tiers, 1, 2, 3, this is where those who come in get to celebrate. The task is hard. No, it's mega hard. But that is the journey. That's the journey that we are on right now. Because people turned around and said, when I was at 1,000 subscribers, you're never going to make it. And I'm now at 1,300 plus. So what I'm trying to say to you all is this: I am not giving up. So right, how many we got? We got 53 people here, and we got 2 likes. So let's try and balance things out and get the scales moving. Now, got something written down. This is all linked together. Oh. Now, these are the bits of paper. So this is what we're going to read today. This is for Monday, the 23rd of June. So there's not long left. Days are going whoosh, whoosh. Today's call is about the benefit I am receiving currently, and is it enough? No, it's not. My UC, which is universal credit, you out there, you know I struggle. Everybody does who is on universal credit. And I'll come to chat in a minute after I've got to the bottom of this. But everybody who is on universal credit struggles. And what it's like is this. It's like you are being pulled along by a car, a bus, or whatever means of transport you think. You're on a skateboard and you're being pulled along, and then all of a sudden that skateboard hits a bump in the road and it's your backside that is now scraping along the floor. And this is what I'm going to be talking to them about today. Shopping. Now, as a lot of you know, I use a stick. I use a stick because my hips are wonky and this knee, this one, is knackered. It needs to be replaced, which means I've got to go into hospital and have them do what they're going to do with that. Now, my neighbour, the one I sometimes speak to on a night time, turned round and told me they'll take the kneecap off And I was a little bit unsettled when he said that, because I'm quite used to having my kneecaps where they are. Yeah? But he says they take it off. So I wasn't happy about that. And as I said to him, it scares me. It really, really does scare me. See, what scares me is this. My mum became ill and she had to go to QMC, which is Queen's Medical Centre. She was in there a week and she got transferred to City Hospital and she never came out. That's what scares me. I'm being honest. So getting this sorted out is playing on here, playing on my mind. And, you know, a lot of people turn around and say to us, like my brother said to us yesterday, you've took all your hair off. I'm struggling. The heat, the heat where we are here is 5 degrees or higher. And anybody that knows Newcastle knows that you've got, on a good day, it's 19, 20. On a bad day, it's 11, 10, something like that. So there's a varying difference. But what I'm going to be speaking about is this. Shopping, yeah? I walk with a stick, which means a journey which would take maybe 25 minutes, now takes an hour and 33. If it rains, I'm knackered. I get drenched. So, and what I'm also going to say to them is this. My YouTube channel, which we're on now, yeah? YouTube channel, which should be paid every month. It isn't. It doesn't pay every month. It pays you every other month. Why? Because you have to hit a threshold to be paid. Which is why my videos are getting longer and longer. Because I'm trying to work around the process. Now, the ideas you all know about. Currently, I have to pay 59 to either Super Base or Stack Blitz. And then I can do a bit more. So there's a cost. There's a real world cost. And the core of what I did with the apps was jobs. Real world jobs. Not just for myself, but for others too. And that's what we're going to do from this week onwards. We're going to get them so they work, so that people can come in, explore, create, profile, and we're going to keep pushing forward. And Seeking You, Geordie Nation, and the other one, Mighty Magpie, they're going to go live. In the hope the games which is Streets of Home, the motorbike racing game, and UBBC, which is United Boat Builders Cup. We can bring them to market, and we're going to do that through a large community. Some of you may not have heard of Polkadot. There's also Solana. So there's two different things where people put into for creating new games. Now, going to use Magic Light to create an intro to this channel and to other channels as well. And then those channels will have their own content. So come Christmas, there will be 3 channels, 1, 2, and 3. And this one will be the highest. The other channels, they're going to have to fight the same way this channel had to fight to get to where it is. And this is what I'm going to be saying in this phone call today. Right. Now, this page, that's called Climbing the Ladder. Climbing the ladder was always the goal. A studio where those who do YouTube can come in, green screen behind them, blue screen, or a screen where you can change the image behind is going to be available. And one of the biggest parts is this, a foundation. Now, that foundation is to help everybody that lives in Newcastle upon Tyne. That's where it's for. Talent, finding talent, as I said the other day. Geordie Nation to have a crew. And I mentioned this some weeks ago, training. That's all coming in the next 12 months. Those who want, it's available. Those who don't want, don't worry about it. So, right, very good morning. Be a Viking. You just went through the ice. Cowboy, toddle off on your horse and ride off into the distance. Because there's a lot of things going to happen in the next week, in the next 6 months, and in the next year. Corvo, I will say this, right? I'm in a position at the moment where certain things, they're not acceptable. Now, I have rules. Every time I come onto YouTube, I have rules I must abide by. And I've said quite a few times about those rules. I shouldn't have to. We're all adults, every single one of us. We're not in the playground anymore. Yeah? What I'm trying to do is the impossible. And in March and early April, I tried my best and I brought something to the table. Only problem was I didn't check it, I didn't verify it. I got that excited. And, you know, people can go away and come back with another email. Yeah, you can do that. But there's one thing you can't do. It's physically, utterly impossible. Now you've got like a lot of different shows. NUFC matters, right? Paul Ditchburn has a fans forum. Barry of Through Black and White Eyes has a fans forum. And there's one thing you cannot ever do on any of their shows. You can't go away and make up a new email to come back in. Because you see, this is what I'm saying to you all, right? And you need to understand this. You want to come in and speak. I don't mind that. What I do mind is people who are trying to do silly things, which you do in the playground. Yeah? We're not in the playground anymore. AA is saying if you did, you wouldn't be upset at some delusional dude. If I'm delusional, AA, please move on to the next channel. And to make my point, anybody from today forward who goes on about delusion or anything else like that, please just move on. There are lots of different content creators. Yeah. And I've already proven beyond any shadow of a doubt. I'm not bothered about the whole context. Look, what I'm trying to do and what I'm going to do is build. Now, that's the plan. Yeah, that is the plan. To build so I can employ people. So I can go to the job centre in the city centre, go in there and say, there's a list of people I need. That's what the job centre's for. That's what the likes of Indeed, Read, and there is a few others where you go to them and you say, I need this many people for these roles. Yeah? And that's what's going to happen. Because like I was explaining to family this morning. Well, Jeff, you're saying, I hope you time out A&E. Well, there's moderators here to rein people in. And as we move forward towards Christmas, the plan is the moderators will share in the super chats and the donations, the tier 1, 2, 3, they will share in all of that, because I want to build a community. I want to build a community where people earn a decent amount of money for the job that they're doing. And, that's what I'm saying. I want to grow my channel, my other channels, so that I can say to those down at the job centre, remember when I said to you I had just passed this amount? Well, now I'm at this amount and I need X, Y, Z to fill roles. And what money will you create jobs? Everybody always turns around and goes on about like what money, what you're going to do and what you're going to do with this and how you're going to do that. It's all there before your eyes, man. Open your eyes. You see, there are things, there are exchanges I am part of where you can create a coin and you sell that coin to people and the money goes to pay wages. This has already been said in it's been said in more video and more live than I've got fingers. Matter of fact, it's probably been said in more than I've got hairs on my head, and I've just shaved my head. Right, what else we got? Alice is saying I'm glad you've deleted that. I'm glad you've deleted that, because this is the problem. I created a channel, which you're watching. I created that channel in 2011. This August coming up is my anniversary. Jeff is saying, don't make promises like that. I was always taught this as a child. Never make a promise you can't keep. Never. Just remember that. You need to define the range you view unacceptable. People who are going to basically try and stir the pot, Corvo. Vulgar comments, swearing, etc. Because, like I say, as we move forward, Corvo, yeah, you're going to earn. Benny, if he's still in that position of mod, will earn, and others will earn as we go through 2025, 2026, 2077, 2028, and beyond. I'm not stopping. And, people turn around and saying that I don't have the skill to do something. Yeah. Before, what was it? Before 2024, was I ever shown coding? Anyway, was I ever shown that? Because I can't remember. I cover music, football, crypto, etc. But was I ever covering coding? Code Cowboy, I see £0. Well, you see, Cowboy, you see what you want to see. That's your problem. Your narrative in your mind is this person is never going to succeed. And that's your opinion. You do a good job, Corvo. Bok Bok. Paul, you have no money coming in at the moment apart from UC. Incorrect. Incorrect. Because being a partner on YouTube, I get paid by YouTube. And I looked into this through the government's website, gov.uk. You're allowed to earn a set amount of money before you speak about it. And that I'm nowhere near. So when I am speaking in this phone call later on today with Hull, now bear in mind I live in Rushcliffe in Nottingham. When I speak to them about YouTube, YouTube has a policy where £60 a month. So you're saying I don't get any money apart from UC. Well, you're incorrect. JP, Mr. G, your attitude is issue, comprehend this. What? That doesn't even make sense. Why would you exchange give you, why would an exchange give you money? Well, that's dead easy. Matter of fact, that's so easy. I have spent hundreds of hours on crypto exchanges. Millions of coins are there to create at 99.9999999 are worth zero. Well, there are a lot of coins which have a lower value. Yes, that is true. The more something is in the public eye, the more it attracts the light. And considering Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, to name just a few. And that's just a few. So there are a lot of coins. That is correct. Same as how there are a lot of YouTube channels, all trying to do the same thing. There you go again in our Code Cowboy. And no, it's not. But if I was to put codes out on all forms of social media, Code Cowboy, and people clicked on that to enter to buy, then put all the money together, then acquire land. So your argument's self-defeating. And 1,320 subs in 14 years. YouTube is extremely hard. It is like me dropping you at the bottom of Mount Everest and saying, I'll meet you at the top and I'm going to fly there and you're going to climb to meet me. So it is hard. It's extremely hard. I'm going to give you information. Bok bok. Julie J. I hope you are well. I marvel at your technical wizardry. Well, it's not technical wizardry. It's just I've got my fingers into things which they are technical. Before 2024, I had never done a single line of any type of code, and now you can see videos where it is. Paul, we tracked your promises on archive. Do you know the thing is, right? I said to you all the other day, special surprises, right? Which was an affiliate link to a Chinese company. And I said to you at the time that it went through Shopify. Now, Shopify is one of the biggest companies on planet Earth for business. I couldn't sign into that because my driving license was at Swansea. The other things, 32K TV is on an exchange. It's there. And next to it, sitting right next to it, is Dual Energy. And there are others sitting right next to it as well. So, you know, they're not failures. They just haven't came out to be bought and sold. Alice, have you considered doing daily vlogs? What's this? Daily vlogs. You'd get more YouTube revenue plus subscribers. Well, I do. That's what this is. I'm coming live for an hour or thereabouts, or maybe over an hour, and I'm talking to you. I'm giving you information. JP, Mr. Count your blessings. You have a roof over your head. That is very correct. I do have a roof over my head. Not so bad, Julie J? I am going to do more code. I already said that. And I said that in about 3 different videos, live videos. So there you go. Where's the coding course? Go back and check the videos, please. Fact check. So 3 videos. So you said you're going to do it and you've not done it. Oh, do you know what it is? Anything planned nice for tea? No, nothing. And you know, you're just being stupid. Paul, I don't understand how is a TV on a crypto exchange. TVs are physical items. Yes, they are. 32K is twofold. One, two. Yeah, twofold. One is new cameras, new broadcasting system. Second part is the television to show the footage from the cameras. It's all available to read in my videos. It's not rocket science. Now, couple of things. We've been chatting for 51 minutes, plus the little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, which was the music. But found some stuff out last night. And what I found out last night totally, utterly shocked us. I posted it and you can view it. You have to go onto Facebook to view it. Lowercase Paul Gallant 1. Not Paul Gallant 1 as in O-N-E, the number 1. I posted it last night and it came from a professor. Now, all of this malarkey that's going on in the world currently, yeah, what I found out totally shocked us. So, you want us to see the information, that's where you go to. And you make your own choice. Because you're all adults, every single one of you. But what I came across has really shocked us. But that's on Facebook. And one thing I will say, I'm looking at the merchandise of putting everything which is currently on Fourth Wall in the bin, the whole lot, and starting again. But I'm going to do that for 1 month. 1 month only. 31 days. And if nobody buys anything, that project goes in the bin. And the next time somebody turns around and goes on about merchandise, their comment won't be read. What was on Fourth Wall? That was t-shirts, jogging pants, shorts, baseball caps, trucker caps. Trucker caps are different to baseball caps. And I'll show you why. Oh. Right. The difference. A trucker style cap. Can you see how you can see through the back of the cap? It's ventilated Now it says Pink Floyd. It is original, yeah, but it's ventilated. That's a trucker style cap, and the other style cap. Where did I put you? Where did I put you? I have 3 caps. Where the heck did I put you? So, yeah. Yeah. This is the solid backed. This is the Pink Floyd one. This is that there. I did have one years and years ago, and I absolutely loved it. And I left it in a friend's house, and it worked. Makes a good point, Paul. You need to buy a few samples. Yeah, well, what I was going to do was I was going to get a baseball cap, t-shirt, and a hoodie. I've got a problem, and I've got to solve that problem in the next week. That is £59 has to go and pay a bill. I don't want to pay the bill because the bill is for compute hours, but I don't have a choice. You need to eat some clean food. Well, that's got to wait until the weekend. And we're on Monday, so it's a long way away. I actually told you how to avoid paying the bill on email. What? No choice, mate. No choice. That is just how things are. Because this is one of the things I'm going to be speaking to those people today about. That's the reason why I involved those in London. I got to the point where I was tired of braying my head against the wall, which is UC. And UC comes straight into chat. You know, you couldn't time that any better. Yeah, Corvo is quite correct. Professional driver. Yeah. That's why the one thing they don't tell you, nobody tells you this. Nobody. But when you become a PCV driver, this is what nobody tells you. Your insurance goes that way. It's as if you live overnight in a very bad area. And nobody tells you that. Because you're classed as a risk. Strange but true. Paul, why do you say you ignore? Hold on a second. I'm not perfect. I never was. Well, Alice, that's going to be a bit difficult. So it is what it is. And that's one of the reasons why this call is happening today. And yeah. So for all of those people, you want to check stuff, fact check. Go on Facebook, type in my name with the number 1 and have a look. Browse it. Equal temper. Good luck growing the channel. But you need to be more shrewd with your money. Well, do you know the thing is, right? And this is honest to God's truth. You can stretch elastic band, you can stretch it, but eventually it snaps. So you can stretch it, and you got to hope when it does snap, it snaps the other way and not towards you. Are those in London just people who... No, they're not. They are people who are above the others. And Paul, you should do some picking of blackberries and make a pie. I have bags of frozen blackberries. I have frozen apples, like what you'd put in a cereal, and something else. Nothing I can do about it. The food bank is 13 miles from here. Bok, he wastes his money on random stuff. Of course I do. Yeah, of course I do. Callum, Paul, create a PayPal and I'll donate. Here's the thing. That's the first time I've said that today. What has happened has happened. There's sort of I can do about it. Can you start doing late streams? Would love to hear late night thoughts. Nah, not really. What I am going to do is I'm going to speak to Baz about links, because he puts links in his chat, and that is for August. And we're going to have, I think there's 6 boxes. I think 6 boxes where you click the link and you will go into the green room. So yeah, but is that the time already? Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Now, hopefully there is good news today. Hopefully, and I'll let you all know at 7 p.m. Now, I'm just wondering whether to take the line 6 apart, because it was squealing this morning. Fireburn, when is the next major release? This week. It's Saturday. We'll do that on the next one, Callum, if I can do 2 hours. That's called living on UC. It is what it is. Apps, Jeremy, apps. So, thank you all, as I keep saying. And I did a song for you, you know. Thank you, because you make my day. Benefit cap, benefits being crap. Yeah, it is. You're right. This is one of the things which I said to them in 2018 when they said, we're going to pay you this. And I was like, excuse me? You're going to pay me what? And they went, this is how much we're going to pay you. And I turned around and I turned around and I looked at her, and then I says, so who's going to pay my mortgage? Oh, well, we can't do that. We can't do that. And I went, so if you can't do that, who's going to pay my mortgage? And after 6 months, at a meeting between managers, the West Road office is now shut. But when it was there, the managers had a meeting and they turned around and said, you can apply after 1 year. And I says, what, excuse me? I can apply after 1 year. Oh yeah, well, that's the best we can do. And I was like, much as a chocolate fire god in front of a blazing fire. Anyway, thank you all for being here. What's this? Just before we go, there's one common thing about people on benefit: excuses. Absolutely full of them. Do you know, right? I don't know what your agenda is, but that's your agenda, not mine. See you all later.